Let's cut to the chase and go right to it. This is a brand new ETF that just came out. This is a YieldMax TSM Option Income Strategy ETF. And the reason I make this video, I can tell you right now, YieldMax is changing the game and is doing the different game that you used to play. Now is going international, and which is very important because last week I made a video about Alibaba, which is a Chinese company. So today I'm going to make this other video and I'm going to show you this ETF, why this ETF can be one of the best ETFs, and the reason why you should consider buying this ETF. And I'm going to have one more reason why you should be a little hesitant to buy this ETF, but you have many reasons to buy, and you have only one actually that's negative things that might make you be a little bit hesitant to buy this. So if we look at the yield right now, it's, of course, there's no yield right now. The yield, I can tell you this, based of what we've seen other AI and chip stocks, the yield is going to be really high. I would predict between 80 to 120 up to that. And that's just, that's evident because from the, of course, NVIDIA and AI ETF that they have. So if we look at the fund overview, the YieldMax TSM Option Income Strategy ETF is an active managed fund that seeks to generate monthly income by selling or writing calls options on TSM, which is Taiwanese Semiconductor. TSMY pursues a strategy that aims to harvest compelling yield while returning capital participation in the price gain of TSM. By the way, TSM, which is Taiwanese Semiconductor, Warren Buffett has this stock too, and I'm going to show you a little brief how much Warren Buffett owns this stock. The fund primary investment objective is to see current income as usual. Any other YieldMax ETFs is, of course, that's the main reason, is to see current income, and the second objective is to have the exposure to that underlying stock itself, right, rather than buying the stock itself. But when you do that, of course, there is a cap limit on potential investment gain, so you're not going to get as much in terms of price gain as much as the actually underlying stock, but in return you're going to get those huge dividends. Now if we look at the fund, where it's traded on New York Stock Exchange, and this stock itself, the underlying stock itself, is traded as ADR, which is American Depository Receipt. The actual stock itself is traded on Taiwan, exchange. But don't worry about that because even big guys, like Warren Buffett has this stock, so there's nothing to worry about that. When you look at ticker symbol, TSMY is a TSM, and of course Y is a yield. As many YieldMax ETF has a Y in the end. So if we look at the fund inception date, today is August the 20th, 2024. It's, again, the fund inception always come after the market closes on that day, and then the starting trading, official trading, is going to be tomorrow, so the 21st, which is tomorrow on Wednesday. If we look at the fund price right now, it's going to be $20, and I'm going to show you the chart for that. So if we go down to holdings, of course this is synthetic, it doesn't hold the stock itself directly, but they've written call here. We can see the first call was, the first one option is going to be expire on the 24th of August, and there is also another one here, 30th of August, and then there's one here is going to be on the 18th, October 18th, 2024, and there's another one here in October 24 again. So those are the call that they've written so far, and we can see amount of money is 250 million. That's net asset right now they have. So most YieldMax ETF, they open with that. This is net asset value, so that means they have to accumulate enough money for them to go to the government to apply for this ETF. So they always have 250. This is my observation, but of course depends on how popular that ETF is. It is going to accumulate more money as you invest your money, but to begin with, they always have that 250 million. So that's a pretty good, that's all about for, on YieldMax ETF. There's not much here because this is a brand new ETF. But if we go to the chart, now this is the stock itself. But the way, this is just a brief I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you why this company is very profitable. So this is a chart we can see here. 1 year, we can see just been going up. So this shows us that YieldMax, of course, whenever the stock goes up, of course, your YieldMax ETF also is going to be up. But if we look at the 5-year chart, you see that it was all the way down and then it just keep going up. So this will be one of those stock like AI. It'll be one of those stock like Nvidia because this is a chip, and of course this time is all about AI. Of course, there's going to be a lot of upside, most likely, but well, that's to be seen. But why is this very important? Why this stock it might be one of the best performing ETF from YieldMax? This is why. But before going to this reason, just make sure if you don't want to miss this type of update, just make sure to subscribe because I always bring you. I'm one of the first person to bring this type of update from YieldMax whenever it comes to brand new ETFs, and also all the yields or changes on all your investments usually. So just make sure to subscribe, and if you like this content, also smash the like button. Now, if we look at the Yahoo Finance on TSMY itself, right now we can see zero, as I've mentioned, is now going to be, today it didn't start trading. It was just incepted today. That means it came out, it has been applied, it's been approved today. But tomorrow morning, when New York Stock Exchange is opening, so 7:30 a.m., this stock will start trading between 1960 to $21. That's the price is going to start. That's going to be here, and the yield won't know the yield until I think about a month after. And I'm going to give you update on that yield whenever it comes out, and whenever they announce the dividend, also I'm going to let you know about that. So here, if we look at the little bit brief of this, look at it here, guys. This is the news about Warren Buffett about that stock itself, which is TSMY. So Berkshire Hathaway cuts its holding of TSMC, which is the same stock, but of course this is the ticker symbol traded on the New York Stock Exchange for ADR. So they invested 4.1 billion, and then they cut the dividends. They cut their holdings because of certain, of course, the problem that I'm going to mention here in a bit. So if we look at what Warren Buffett has right now on that stock, they didn't sell the whole thing. This is, they still have almost 1.7. That's a percentage, but that is a lot of billion, right? But they reduced massively, from what they used to have, almost 86%. I believe they've mentioned here. If we look at, they did cut. I think there's one here. See, Warren Buffett company cut his holding of Taiwan Semiconductor American Depository Receipt by 86% to 8.3 million shares last quarter, sending the chip maker stock down 4%. So they did cut that much, but they still hold massively. So that tells us even Warren Buffett himself believes in this company. At least what he sold. The reason why he sold, of course, is understandably, and I'm going to show you the reason why he sold that. So let's go to a little bit analysis of this stock, because if you want to buy that stock, you need to know if this stock there's any upside to this stock. So I'm going to show you here a little bit, guys. Check this. Taiwanese Semiconductor Manufacturing Company Limited, TSMY. Check analysis of this stock, right? If we look at how much is predicted to be going on average, this analysis are predicting is going to be about 207. That will give you 20% upside. And if we go to a median, it's going to be 210, and that will give you about 22%. But the highest prediction is going to be 250. That will give you about 45%. Either way, if we go to a lowest that this stock is predicted to be going, is going to be 170, which is pretty much the price that it is right now, and that will only give you downside of 1.17. So provided if it goes to all these numbers, that means the stock, there is all the chances that this stock is going to go up. And of course YieldMax ETF itself, which is TSMY, is going to go up. On top of that is very volatile, so it's just like a tech stock. So that means they're going to generate a lot of income. But right now, the analysis consensus is strong buy. The other number I want to show you here is the statistics. Why analysis, I think the stock is going to go up. Look at these numbers, guys. It's very important because I usually don't do this, but I felt like it's very important for you to know this, because when you want to buy stock, you have to make sure that the stock that you're buying, in this case, you're buying YieldMax ETF, but YieldMax ETF underlying the stock that they're following, is it has any good fundamental? So if we look at the net cash right now, they have, look, this is a balance sheet. They have cash and cash equivalent is 63 billion. Total debt they have is 31 billion. Net cash is 31 billion. So even if they have to pay, if they pay all their debt, they still have net cash of 31 billion. That's very important. It's very healthy for the company. That means there's no, any worry about the company to go bankrupt. So if we look at other number, we look at the cash flow. This is very important number. Cash flow, operating cash flow is 46 billion, right? Capital expenditures, this is adventure. They have to buy this and buy that to expand the company, is 24 billion. Even if they spend 24 billion on that, how much they spent, guess what? They still have 22 billion free cash flow. They can do whatever with this, right? And the free cash flow is what they usually sometimes pay dividends, or it is what it is, so the company is healthy. This is what makes me feel very, very bullish on this new YieldMax ETF. And then also they pay dividends. So whenever you pay dividend, meaning if you look at the dividend they've paid so far, they don't pay as much. Of course, it's a tech company, this is a growth, but they do pay dividend. It's 1.43, and annual dividend is 2.47, but the payout is a little bit higher. According to the stock, I don't know why payout ratio is this much, but I guess it's a tech company, right? Tech company usually supposed to have a lower, but in this case, I don't know that number, honestly. But anyways, dividend growth rate is 25. So whenever a company pays dividends, it shows there's a health, a growth to this company. So those are the things I want to show you. But there's only one more thing that I want to mention, and this is very reason why Warren Buffett sold, and this has to do with geopolitical, because this company itself is in Taiwan, and there's a lot of back and forth between China and Taiwan, and US and Taiwan and miso and all that stuff. So that geopolitical conundrum and drama is what most investors who like this stock, but they're worried about that problem. It might flare up one day if the China and Taiwan go to war, and also, of course, it's going to involve the US, and that's the main thing to worry. But I really don't think US and China will ever go to war, or even China is going to be smart enough to not invade Taiwan, because they're going to lose a lot of their economic power. So that's all I have, guys. I just want to give you a update on a brand new ETF, which is TSMY. This is YieldMax ETF, and this ETF is very I have a very bullish view on this one because of the reason I mentioned. So if you want to know other foreign ETF that YieldMax just released, check the link below. This is Alibaba. I made a video a couple of days ago, so very important. And I'm really happy to see YieldMax is kind of trying to expand not only US stock, but it's going international, because this tells you YieldMax is playing the long game. So that's all I have today. Again, don't miss to subscribe. And if you like this content, guess what, guys? Smash the like button. We're almost 8,000. So help me to get there. Bye-bye.